Hello there, someone Bard here, and welcome to another movie review. Well, with Pixar's newest film, Finding Dory, being out in theaters, I thought it would be a good time to look at the first film starring these characters. And to have a break from going over stuff that I don't like. So, time to review Pixar's first attempt at a dramatic story, as well as a late Father's Day gift, Finding Nemo. A clownfish named Marlin has a son named Nemo, who has a very small fin and is told of not being a good swimmer. But upon exploring on his own during school, Nemo gets taken by divers, and Marlin sets out throughout the ocean to find his son. And with the help of a forgetful blue regal tang fish named Dory, the two come across sharks, turtles, jellyfish, and a school of fish as they journey to Sydney, Australia, where Nemo is taken to. And in the meantime, Nemo meets a school of various fish who live in a dentist aquarium, and they must help Nemo get back home before the dentist's niece, named Darla, comes in to take Nemo as a present. Now this is a pretty simple story as it goes along, but there are one or two issues that are a bit questionable. Like when Dory first meets Marlin, they both hit each other's heads before introducing themselves. But is it me, or does it look like Dory gets the short-term memory loss when getting hit? I mean, even if it wasn't that way, wouldn't it caused her to get a full memory? And even then she goes back and forth with remembering something or not, especially when one of her lines became the setup for the sequel. But with her intro, it sort of bothers me a little. How about when Nemo's told he's not a good swimmer? Well, that's unneeded, because he swims fine on his own, even with that small fin. And speaking of swimming fine, how did he manage to escape the water filter after his second attempt at blocking it? The fish in the tank used the same method they did to get him out, and Nemo appears out of nowhere. He didn't grab the plant, he didn't get pulled out. How did he get out with the plant still stuck in the tubing? But they are just minor when compared to all the other good moments. Like how the sharks are portrayed as vegetarians and not meat eaters when being in an Alcoholics Anonymous type setting, or how the sea turtles are portrayed as surfer dudes, or how Darla is the villain to the fish when in reality she's just a kid that doesn't know any better, or how Sheldon, the young seahorse, is allergic to water even though he lives in the ocean, or how the kids go to school by literally being a school of fish, and all sorts of other fun moments, most of them centered around the many characters. Which is even better than Pixar's previous film that portrays animals with certain characteristics. And the animation is really beautiful looking. The textures, the colors, and the overall feel of the Great Barrier Reef is so engaging, as well as the motions, expressions, and look of the characters. And the end credits are enjoyable as well. The backgrounds to the film are so good that even the end credits feature them, just like what was done on A Bug's Life and The Good Dinosaur. How come Pixar movies with animals have great backgrounds in the end credits? That's more than just a coincidence. And during the credits scroll, instead of showing outtakes that were made after the film's release, the characters break the fourth wall by looking at the credits, seeing the audience, and interacting with the credits. Even Mike Wazowski makes a cameo, and a small moment with a fish was pretty funny. But before the end credits, there is a special dedication after the movie. The movie is dedicated to the memory of Glenn McQueen, who was an animator at Pixar, who animated characters such as Flick, Boo, Woody, and Buzz, and he passed away during the production of this movie. And the actors voicing the characters are really good. Albert Brooks voices Marlin, Ellen DeGeneres voices Dory, Alexander Gould voices Nemo, William Dafoe voices Gil, Jeffrey Rush voices Nigel, Andrew Stanton voices Crush, Bob Peterson voices Mr. Ray, Barry Humphries voices Bruce, and John Ratzenberger voices Fish School. As a whole, this movie is pretty fun. The characters are good, the story is pretty well done, and the animation is beautiful and nice. Directors Andrew Stanton and Lee Anchorage had made a nicely done film with plenty of laughs, harsh moments, and even heartfelt moments. All of it being a fine balance and having plenty of memorable characters and moments that really work. Sure, there's a couple of scenes that are questionable when thinking about them, but overall, it pretty much pays off and still does. So today, this movie will begin a rating of 3.5 stars. So thank you for joining me. Like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Facebook or Twitter, and tune in next week for a new video.